Hello guys, today we're going to be working on a Maytag refrigerator. This is a two-door with the freezer on the bottom, and as you see it has the Maytag label there. This is the model number. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. And this is how it looks inside. According to this, the temperatures was set and the customer play with the temperature. As you see, the ice is melting. It looks like sometimes it comes on and sometimes it does not come on. We're going to go ahead and unplug it from the outlet, and we're going to go ahead and remove this bottom back panel. We're going to get to all the screws. I'm going to go ahead and forward this video to that way the video is not long. As you see, I'm removing all the screws from the back panel. Now we're going to remove the capacitor. As we can see, the motor, the compressor is very hot, and we're going to go ahead and remove this relay to find out if it's the relay, the capacitor that goes on the relay, or the actual compressor. Just wiggle it until it comes loose. There's the compressor there. Now it has a harness here. We're gonna go ahead and release the lock on the harness to be able to remove it from the 2-wire harness. Now sometimes with this relay are bad. If the relay part is bad, when you shake it you will hear a rattling sound, and that's a kind of indication that the relay is bad. However, it can be the capacitor that goes on the relay as well, or both. So if that's the issue, we will recommend to replace both. Now we have this tester, and we're gonna go ahead and put it to read microfarads for the capacitor. Now I'm installing the 2 leads they has for the tester, and we're gonna go ahead and test the windings on the compressor. Now, as you saw in the pictures a minute ago, we're gonna go ahead and write a pattern the way the windings are on the compressor, and we're just gonna number them 1, 2, and 3. And what we're gonna be doing right now is checking the windings inside the compressor. Now we're gonna check 1 and 2, and we're gonna go ahead and write down the numbers that is giving us for windings. And I'm sorry, I thought I said microfarads, but we're checking the compressor and we're checking for ohms. Now we're gonna check 1 and 3, and it's giving us 32. 1 and 2 give us 20, and 1 and 3 give us 32 ohms. Now the way you check this is you check 1 and 2 and 1 and 3, and then you check 2 and 3, and it should give you the add up numbers from 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. So you add 32 and 20, and that's 52. So this tester should be giving us around 50, 52, or plus or minus. But as you see, it's giving us random numbers. So this is an indication that either the compressor is bad or the compressor is very hot right now to determine which reading should be giving us on the windings. inside the compressor, and I just touch it right now, and it's very hot. So this is the reason why those numbers are changing a lot. But as you see, it's giving us around 53. It bounce up and down. So I really believe that the problem we have here is the relay and the capacitor. And as you can hear like a rattling sound inside. We also gonna check the capacitor. Just take it from the relay, take it off, and we're gonna go ahead and this is the hot starter that we're gonna be using. Just make sure it says 1/3, 1/4 horsepower. It give you another diagram and the actual relay, 3-in-1 hot starter relay. And we're just gonna go ahead and remove this wire. It's already been stripped, so we gonna go ahead and look at the diagram and find out how is the pattern on the paperwork. And as you see, it's the same. If you look at the compressor and you look at the diagram, we got the common on top, we got the start on the left, and we got the run on the right. So we just gotta go by this diagram and hook up this hot starter the way it shows on the diagram. Is very simple. So we're gonna connect black on the common, which is the terminal on the top, which is single. And now we're gonna go ahead and connect the white cable on the left terminal. You can see it in this picture how it plugged the new capacitor, I mean the new hot starter, and also capacitor, because it brings all in one. And we're gonna connect the red terminal on the one on the right. Yes, as is shown on the picture. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut these wires from this harness to be able to get our voltage to the new relay. Now what we're gonna want to do is strip the wire to be able to do our connections. Now what I'm going to show you in this picture, we are connecting now the two black wires that is for the inline and the run capacitor, as you saw on that picture. We're going to connect the two white wires the way they were on the harness, the relay harness, and then we're going to connect the other black wire on the blue wire. Now this capacitor brings an adapter to plug in a run capacitor if your old relay has one. Now we're gonna check this capacitor to see if it's fine, and we're gonna switch this to microfarad to read microfarad. And as you see, it's only giving me a reading of 3.0, which this is an indication that this capacitor is not good. See, I got it plugged in right with my tester, and it's only giving me 2.9, 3.0. So this capacitor is not good. As you see right there, it says 12 UF, so it should be giving me 12 microfarads, and it's not giving me a good reading. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this capacitor for this new one, and you will see the difference of reading from the other one to this one. Now this one is a 12 UF and is reading 11.8, so that's close enough. That means this round capacitor is good. And this is the diagram, the way you have to plug it in your 3-in-1 hard starter. It doesn't matter which leads goes where, just plug any leads in one side and the other lead in the other side. This is the part number URC0410, or I believe is O. You can get the information from the picture. Now we're gonna plug that in, and you can hear the compressor running. Before it was making a clicking noise, and sometimes it was working, sometimes it wasn't working. That's why the ice was melting and everything was thawed out. So the problem that we had with this, it was the round capacitor and relay. Now I got plugged in my amperes reader, and it's not supposed to read more than 12 amps, and it's reading 0.1 or 0.2. That's the amperes they should be reading. No more than that, but it's 1.1. As long as it reads 1.1, 1.2, no more than 1.4 or 5, then that should be good. Now we're gonna go ahead and put everything back together. Making sure the back panel goes back right, and we're gonna go ahead and put this electric cable where it should be, and just plug all, just install all your screws back in the refrigerator. On the refrigerator back bottom panel. Alright guys, if this video helped you in any way, you can show us appreciation by giving us a tip using the following options that you see on the screen. If you cannot provide with a tip, is another way to support this channel by just dropping off a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the bell to receive notifications. Thanks for watching.